We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Hi guys, my name is Ko. I am a longtime MMO player and a big fan of old school MMOs, not so much these days. And there's a reason for that. I get a lot of questions about this all the time, like, why did you like EverQuest so much? What is EverQuest? How do I feel? And what other races are KOS to you? Now, the thing in this game is they do not pull any punches. If I were to roll an ogre, I know a real looker, right? Yeah. If I were to roll an ogre, I'm an evil race. If I were to spend the 30 plus minutes it might take me to get to a human city, the guards would one-shot me on sight. That's just because everyone hates ogres. So that's the same with trolls. That's very similar with dark elves. And so it's important when you pick a race that you keep in mind, you need to be careful because KOS, which means kill on sight, is a very big deal in this game. And the guards that guard cities, interesting enough, Necromancer, this is what I'm playing. Necromancer is a very fun class, very good to solo. Again, not really great for grouping because there are better options, but Necros are the masters of dots, death, and pets. They also have a lot of utility later in the endgame because they have a spell that lets them transmit some of their mana to other classes. So they become known as mana batteries in high-end rating. Off them, including hiding during combat, which can help keep aggro off them. And yeah, very solid class. I actually mained a rogue in EverQuest back in the day, and when I played on Ragefire just about a year ago, it's you are a warrior. The definition of a slab of meat that just important to mention too long. So we're gonna dive real quick into, okay, I made my character. What do I do? This is what you do. You get 50. That is the main goal of EverQuest. The main goal of EverQuest is to get the max level, which is 50. However, how you get there is what makes it fun. Some people like to make, and you want to Google EverQuest map packs. EverQuest map pack. So we don't want to go to Kithakor because we'll get completely destroyed in there, but we do want to go to Misty Thicket. So we're going to make our way. We can see it's real easy. Just kind of go straight here all the way over, which is what we're doing now. And really, the entire game is fighting. That's one of the things I love about this game. It's actually pretty simple. It's deep, no question. There's a lot to this game. But in essence, it's actually a pretty damn simple game. You fight your way up through level 1, 2, 3, all the way up. Now, every spell or every class gets all sorts of things each level. And they used to be for casters, for instance, that you got spells every 4 levels, but now you actually get them every level. And you can Google if you need to know where you can buy your spells, because you can't always buy your spells in every city, and also what level you get them. But yeah, that's basically EverQuest. So what you would do, for instance, is if you wanted to start leveling, you would come out here. You would find enemies that are your level. Enemies that are blue or white are good targets for soloing, especially earlier. So we see this guy right here. We can click on him. That white circle means he's white. But another thing you can do in this game is hit the C button, and that'll con him. And if you look right here, it'll actually say, like, you can click on him, consider him. A mob snake regards you indifferently. It looks like an even fight. That's a white mob. So then we can come up to him, hit Q to start auto-attacking. That's going to start the basic auto-attack process. That just goes and goes and goes. And as a caster later on, I will not use this. Casters endgame do not melee. They will get killed. But early level, it's okay. So we'll sit here, get this guy down. It's very, very frequent in this mob, or in this game, where if mobs are low health, they will run, so keep that in mind. And then we kill him. That is the first mob killed of this druid's career, and he will basically do that all the way to 50. However, there's a whole grouping mechanic to get into. There's bosses, there's camps, there's loot.
Really do. It's probably just nostalgia, but there's just something about it.
Fuck.
Welcome to Apex Legends. I am Bloodhunder. You can call me Bloodhound. Let us begin with basic movement. Complete the checklist on your HUD. Follow me. Sliding down hills increases speed. Inside the territories, you can find supply bins that carry weapons and resources you will need to survive. Open one. Strong work. Your HUD will show what you have equipped. Follow the checklist to access and cycle through your inventory.
Frog up. Just upstairs. 1 second.
Inside the supply bin, you will find a weapon and ammo. Arm yourself. The battle calls upon you. Slaughter as many targets as you wish. Each shot is important as well as the weapon you hold. Grab a second weapon. The field is full of choices. Remember, you can carry only 2 weapons. To equip another weapon, you must swap out the one you are holding. Choose your new weapon.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Speedbreaker, and in today's video I'm gonna show you a few tips how to fix a laggy livestream. Now, if you've ever tried to livestream Apex Legends, chances are that your stream ended up looking like this. And this is even on a pretty decent machine. I'm using an i9-9900K at 5 GHz, an RTX 2080, as well as 32 gigs of DDR4 memory clocked at 3200 MHz. All felt absolutely no lag whatsoever. Now, when looking at the stats on Twitch, I could see that I would stream at a stable 60 FPS and that I had no skipped frames. Also odd was that in OBS Studio, I had a green connector and no drop frames. So in today's video, let's find out what causes this issue and how to fix it. Note that Yall is using a lot of GPU resources. Now, to diagnose this issue, you want to open up the Stats tab. You can find this under View and Stats, and this will provide you with additional information on your livestream. Now, immediately from the screen, we can see what the problem here is. We are missing a huge amount of frames due to the rendering lag. And on top of that, if you're using NVENC, you're likely also going to get a huge percentage of missed frames due to the encoding lag. So the problem here really is that games such as Apex Legends are simply squeezing out every last bit of performance out of your GPU, basically leaving no GPU performance left for other programs. Now, while this is very nice in order to get the highest possible performance in-game, so using NVENC, or on your CPU, so using X264. Now, fortunately, Microsoft is well aware of this GPU allocation issue, as they call it, and they've brought out a patch. And these improvements are included in the 7th major upgrade to Windows 10, which is going to be shipped to consumers as the Windows Upgrade 1903. Now, in order to check on which version of Windows you are, click on the Start icon, go to Settings, type in About Your PC, scroll all the way to the bottom, and there you'll find your Windows version. Now, if you're not yet on version 1903, click on the Start icon, type in Update, and check for updates. Now, in case you're watching this video soon after it's being uploaded, then chances are that Windows is not going to present you with the option to update to 1903 just yet. The reason is that Microsoft usually always distributes these patches, these large patches, in kind of waves, and sometimes you're not yet in an early wave. Now, there is actually a way to force your computer to upgrade to 1903, but be warned, being an early adopter of Windows updates can sometimes lead to your files just disappearing. So if you don't have a good data backup in place, or if you value any data on your computer generally, then you might not want to go down this route. So if you want to do this, then just be warned, you're doing it on your own risk, and don't blame me if something goes horribly wrong. So in order to get this, click on the Start icon, go to Settings, type in Insider, click on Get Started, link your current Microsoft account that you're currently using for this computer with the Windows Insider program, click on Register, click on Sign Up, hit I've read and accept the terms of agreements, and click on OK. On this screen, you want to click on Just Fixes, Apps and Drivers, and hit type in Insider, click on Get Started, link your current Microsoft account that you're currently using for this computer with the Windows Insider program, click on Register, click on Sign Up, hit I've read and accept the terms of agreements, and click on OK. On this screen, you want to click on Just Fixes, Apps and Drivers, and hit Confirm. Now, after a quick restart, you should be able to get the Windows version 1903 when you go to Windows Updates. Now, once you're on the Windows version 1903, you need to enable the game mode in order to actually benefit from these fixes to the GPU allocation. In my case, the fixes didn't apply if I didn't enable the game mode, so basically I got the exact same rendering and encoding lag on the new version, but as soon as I enabled the game mode, the rendering lag was significantly improved. Now, unfortunately, these fixes to the GPU allocation bug are primarily directed to users of a 1080p monitor. Now, if this is you, if this has fixed your problem, then have fun and enjoy streaming. Now, for everybody else out there that has a 4040p display or even a 4K monitor, or that maybe doesn't have a very beefy computer, this fix might not have solved improved. Now, unfortunately, these fixes to the GPU allocation bug are primarily directed to users of a 1080p monitor. But as soon as the fixes should be able to get the Windows version 1903, click on Sign Up, hit I've read and accept the terms of agreements, and click on OK. On this screen, you want to click on Just Fixes, Apps and Drivers, and hit Confirm. Now, after a quick restart, you should be able to get the Windows version 1903 when you go to Windows Updates. Now, once you're on the Windows version 1903, you need to enable the game mode in order to actually benefit from these fixes to the GPU allocation. In my case, the fixes didn't apply if I didn't enable the game mode, so basically I got the exact same rendering and encoding lag on the new version, but as soon as I enabled the game mode, the rendering lag was significantly improved. Now, unfortunately, these fixes to the GPU allocation bug are primarily directed to users of a 1080p monitor. Now, if this is you, if this has fixed your problem, then have fun and enjoy streaming. Now, for everybody else out there that has a 4040p display or even a 4K monitor, or that maybe doesn't have a very beefy computer, this fix might not have solved your problem. But don't you worry, I have an entire slew of other potential fixes that you can try to apply in order to get a smooth livestream. Now, the first thing you probably want to do if you're live streaming Apex Legends is to limit your FPS in-game. Now, in order to do that, click on Settings in Origin,